I'm back. This is going to be episode 17, or part 17, sorry, uh, of the IRC Bot and C from Scratch series. So yesterday where I left off was I created and completed my handle command here. Well, not really completed, but got as far as at least parsing out and printing the commands to the console output. So tonight, what I want to get done is work on the actual numerical piece to this, which is the piece that represents the 3-character code for the command. And then maybe also work on the datetime for the time t type that is defined right there. Okay. Anyway, re-looking over my code from yesterday, I realized I kind of went a little overboard with these go-to statements. Simply putting in a break here would. Whoops, I did not mean to do that. Simply putting a break in the branch statement there would produce the same effect that I was going for, and that is to just continue on execution of this function. Therefore, don't need this validate. Oh my gosh, I need to work on the key bindings here. Windows keyboards with Mac computers are no bueno. Because I keep wanting to try to push the Windows home and end keys, and then I push the window key, which is supposed to represent the command key, and all of a sudden that kind of flips things around. So anyway, so just simply by doing the break statement, I can get rid of that go-to statement, and then from there we're gonna continue on and do all the things that we need to do. But next, I need to actually parse out the actual digits. What I'm going to do is, to keep things a little simple, I've already kind of written this out a little bit, defined here with the parse int. There's a math trick that we can use to where we can get the number that we have, times it by 10, and then add the next digit to it. And what that would do is if it's like 100 or 103 or something like that, it would do 1 times 10 plus the well, it would just go for each of the results. So if it was 10, it would start out as 10 plus the character minus 0. So anyway, I can't really do math in my head right now. A lot has been kind of going on today, so my focus will be a little spread thin here. But what I'm going to do is I'm just going to essentially copy this and put it over here. And then the result, I didn't call it result over here. Instead, I actually called this command number. So I'm just going to replace the variable there. Command number. And then that's going to equal the command number, and then get the actual digit. But we already have that, so I could just do. Where do I get that from? Well, how do I get the current characters now? Like I feel like I knew what I was doing the last episode there. I know I have a function to get the current token. To get the current token's value. So I think it's IRC, or is it parser current token? Sweet. And I can't do anything with that. I have to actually use my token command. So IRC token get token value, right? And we pass in the token. And then we're going to get the integer part of that, and then I need to loop this. So while Well, okay, instead of doing it here, what I would do instead is I would do this up here in this piece right here, since this is the piece that's looping over the characters in the string. And then here, I would set the command type to the IRC command code. And then also, here's where I'm going to do my validation. So we know that from the IRC spec that the, just got to Google it real quick, that the, I should just have this all prepared by the time I do the videos. Here we go. We know that it's 3 digits, so it's either one or many letters or 3 digits explicitly. So I'm just going to use another math trick here and divide by divide the command number by 100, and if it is it needs to be, yeah. So if it's less than 0, then we know it's less than three digits. So if that is less than 1, sorry, then which or equal to 0. I'm going to try to do integer math here, so it should be just equal to 0. So if that's equal to 0, because 99 out of 100 is going to be what, 0.99 for sake of argument. But since it's an integer, it's going to round down to 0. So if that's equal to 0, then we know that it's a 2-character or fewer code. Alternatively, I should check for greater than 3 characters. So maybe or command number divided by 1000 is also greater than 0, equal to 0. And then we want to error out, yeah, because even if it's 999, same principle applies. Just because I'm really bad at math, I'm just going to go ahead and quickly verify that. Yes, it's 0.999, so yeah, it's exactly what I thought it would be. So then it's going to go to 0, and then I can just say, well, this is greater than, this command number must be 3 digits only. So, so here I would do like some sort of exit with an error. I don't know if I have any, yeah, I didn't put any functions in here to make the errors stand out any easier. So, or to call to do errors, but I might add that as a to-do later to actually add proper error logging or logging to this so that way we know what's going on in production if something were to happen. So I'm just going to say fail to must be between, or must be 3 digits. Okay, cool. So that should take care of that. And then let's see here. Since we're in digit state 1, it's not going to go to digit state 2 ever. So then it's going to assign the command. But I need to, in addition to assign the command name, what I'm going to do as well is also set the actual command code to the, or set the command type. I'm also going to set the command code here. So command, what was it? Command dot code is going to be the command number. Okay. And just for sake of keeping things nice and together. And I think that's all I need for that. Let's see, we're going to grab that token, grab the integer value, do its thing to push it up the digit spot, and then get that all taken care of. I might actually do some refactoring. I thought about doing some refactoring tonight to kind of clean up this function. It kind of looks a little fugly. So I might do that, but anyway. Okay, let's test this out. Let's see if we actually get some command values here. Notice more commands should be coming in shortly, assuming all things go well. Ooh, command must be 3 digits. I wonder where it broke at. Let's see here. Well, I know where it broke at, but I wonder why it's saying it's more than 3 digits. So we get to that point. Why don't we go ahead and set a breakpoint there, see what's going on. Probably the message of the day is when I know the message of the day is like code 375 or something like that. Command number 1. What? That don't seem right. I wonder if I'm actually assigning the integer here. That would be bad if I'm not. So let's double check our Lexer. Integer. Yeah. That should be good. Get the current character, which if it's 9 minus 0, it would be 9 in terms of integers. Return the token value with that, so that should be a-okay. I wonder if that's for the next. Well, I mean, it's failing for the right reasons. Like, it is only one character, or one digit, but the real question is, why is it only one? Makes me wonder if this is even being executed correctly here. Does this take anything else other than a token? Probably not. Yeah, that seems about right. Eat the token, go to the next one. Or do I eat the token and then... Let's see here. Where's my eat token at? Yeah, so it's going to force the advancement, which is going to... deallocate the current token and then try to grab the next one. So the current token should be that digit. So well, we could always try to go through this here and loop it, see what we got. Current token. That letter, so the letter here is for the next thing, I suppose. I wonder where that C is for. Alright, well, I'll just go ahead and we'll stop there, and then we'll go ahead and try to just loop through this, see if we're getting at least some number, some digit. Okay. So parser, oh, here we go. Parser current token, type digit, 0. Interesting. Oh, I didn't think about that. Huh. I didn't think about that. It, did you guys see that? It was 0, 0, 1. Okay, well, then the math trick doesn't work. Dang it. Well, that's a bummer. Okay, so that was my fault. I didn't realize that the commands could also be 0 or have leading zeros to it. I should have thought about that. Okay, well, in that case, why don't I create why don't I just do the validation here? Like, we know if this runs more than 3 times, then it's done. So I could just say, this is like so quick and dirty. Command digit counter. This is so dumb. I'll just do command digit counter plus plus, and then if not equal to 3, then we're going to go ahead and try to kill it. 0, 1, 2. Okay. All right. So let's try that again. There we go. So now we're getting the actual digits. This is interesting. The commands, because they're leading zeros, we're getting the 001, 002, 003, etc. You know, I probably should have left this all as strings, but at least we can, at least if I were to like do any like sort of implementation deal, I could totally just match on that. That should be okay. I'm okay with this. Sweet. Alright, well, I'm getting somewhere here. At this point, I would try to not use magic numbers. I don't know how enums work in C when they're static and private only to this C file, because I wonder if they, I was thinking about this last night coming back from Walmart. I was wondering if doing an enum in this file but declared statically would overwrite the enums elsewhere. And since it's not being exported out, no other C file would know of its existence. So technically, I think it's not like global scope to the app. But the name could still have conflicts, though, I think. Anyways, that's just an interesting thought I had yesterday. I could try to test it out. Sure, why not, right? Make that static. Ooh, we're getting something here. Oh, it's ignored. Okay, so static is ignored on enums. Interesting. But the enum shouldn't be accessible anywhere else either. So, so if I do enum, IRC, excuse me, command type, well, this probably isn't going to work because I already have declared here. Yeah, redefinition. Okay, so I can't do that. That makes sense. How about I do this? How about I call this the IRC command parser substate? And then if I name this IRC CMD code equals 10, it gives me an error. Okay, so this makes sense. Okay, then I will just call this IRC parser substate digit code, and then IRC parser substate name. Set these appropriately. I'm actually going to instead do IRC parser substate none, and that's going to equal 0. Just going to move along here, and then go ahead and copy that. Clean this up a little bit. So I need to set the IRC substate to that. And then once I get into here, then I'm going to do IRC parser substate code. This one's going to be IRC parser substate name. And then if that is the IRC code, then we're going to do that. Otherwise, we're going to do IRC parser substate name. Moving on along. IRC parser substate none. Okay. Man, this is a lot of typing. Okay, this one is code, and then this one is IRC substate name. Okay, this is looking a little bit better. At least it's a little bit more clear of what's going on. And instead of calling it digistate, I'm just going to call it substate. What is it? Shift F6. Okay, so I'm going to call this command parser substate. Cool. A little verbose, but it's okay. Let's see. What else do I want to clean up in here? I'll shorten that. Command digit counter, and then I'm going to name this to command code, and then command length. Okay, clean that up a little bit. All right, cool. Still looks a little messy, but this will do. This is interesting. I could just replace command digit counter with command length. And instead of doing it there, I could just do it here. That way it counts for both no matter what. And code not equal to 3, sweet. Okay. Oh wait, no, not command code. Command length. Okay, and that ought to do that. Cool. All right, and then last but not least, we're going to advance the state if the substate is none. Free the command, so that way we don't have any leakage here. Sweet. Okay. To top this off, to finish off this piece of the command, I want to add the date time that it was sent relatively. Currently, IRC does not send that information. Otherwise, it would be defined in the spec. Here. Did I close it someplace? I'm pretty sure I did. Okay. I may have closed it. Let's go ahead and just reopen it. That should be okay. All right. Go back to here. Okay, so nowhere in here a part of the augmented BNF representation of of IRC is going to contain the date time it was sent. So I would kind of have to keep track of that myself. But the problem is time zones and things like that. I don't think I'm going to concern myself with that. So I might leave that out. Doesn't look like it's anywhere else. Yeah. Huh. I wonder what this is used for. The wildcard expressions. Whoops. I don't know if I can really do much with it. I think that's for parameters and specific commands. But yeah, there is no like timestamp as far as I can tell. Everything is just, we're just going to have to keep track of that ourselves, I think. I'm not going to mess with time zones. But what I could do is I could set it all to UTC, and then that could all be converted later. The question is how do we do that? So I've never worked with the time T all that in depth before, and I wonder if this is also on the chopping block. Because of the 32-bit problem with times, it's almost like we're going to have another Y2K on our hands here in a little bit. So I kind of need to prevent that, but I forgot if time T was actually like fixed with that, or has been fixed in operating systems. I know that in Linux there's like an effort to do so, but I don't know how far that has gone or if it's already done. And then even if it is it still time T? Like, is it all backwards compatible? So that's interesting. So let me go ahead and try to do some Googlings here. Well, you know what? Actually, never mind. I'm not gonna. I don't know. I'm trying to decide if I should waste all y'all time doing that. I don't even know. I think that doing these Twitch streams, it should be assumed that I'm going to try to go to Stack Overflow or something else if I don't understand what's going on. So y'all are just going to have to bear with me. Okay. Well, maybe not even Stack Overflow. I know that this is... I just want to generally know what this does, what time T does. So, okay, so it comes from... Okay, I don't necessarily need to go to the Wikipedia page. This is one of my more favorite websites, so we will stick to this one. Okay, so time T is defined by the time.h, so let me make sure I'm including that. I am definitely not including that, so I need to have that. The weird thing about C-Line and Mac is that I think it kind of like makes assumptions of various pieces here. I learned that the hard way, that my computer or my program was being compiled even though that with pthreads, even though that pthreads wasn't being linked with the library. It was a really weird situation. So I run into this often when I'm working with C-Line on my Mac. But if I were to make a makefile by hand, it would not work. So it's just interesting of how this makes so many assumptions about what you're doing. But anyway, I digress. Okay. Representing times, although not defined by the C standard, this is almost always in holding the number of seconds, not counting leap seconds. Okay, so this could be a problem if it's not counting leap seconds. since the epoch of UTC. Okay. The standard uses the term calendar time when referring to a value of type time t. So is this standard or not? I wonder if it means that like the actual standard of the spec of the C language spec I wonder if it means that calendar time is just referred to time t. So maybe this is standard, so we should be okay. Okay, so it's already counting the seconds, so that's all I need to know. The question is how do I get that time? So, okay, wow, this is easy. Okay, so so time will return. So it looks like returns the current calendar time encoded as the time t, and also stores it in the time t pointed by arg, unless arg is no pointer. Okay, so this is a little confusing here. So also stores it in the time t object pointed to by. So I guess I could pass in. I could either use this as a return or I could pass in my variable into this. I think that's odd. Okay, so yeah, that was a lot easier than I thought it was going to be. I'm okay with UTC. It looks like there's some local time stuff here, but I don't know if I'm using C11. I think I know for sure. No, wait, I do know. I could always change it too, but in my CMake here, I know I'm using C standard 99, which is the default of C Lion. I don't know why, but I don't know what real advantage C11 has over 99, other than the fact that it comes with like a lot of newer functionality. But I don't really care for local time. UTC would suffice, and we can always convert it later. So yeah, I'll just get the time, pass in the null, and it should give me the seconds. Now the question is, I know that this is kind of used for randomization in C, like you would have to like seed it or something, but I think that's S time or something. Yeah, I don't know. We'll just keep it simple, stupid. Done. Enough ranting about that. Okay, so all right. Let's actually format our output a little bit more, so that way we can get a little bit of a clearer picture of what's going on as far as testing is concerned. Okay, so the prefix is the prefix. What I want to do is I want to print out the prefix is optional, so excuse me, I didn't mean to yawn. Since the prefix is optional, I'm just gonna embed it in here. Like if it doesn't have a command, then that makes no sense. Like everything has to be a command. So, but it may not necessarily have a prefix. So I'm gonna go ahead and set the well, we'll get the command, and then we'll get the time be created, and then I think according to our little Googles here, all I need to do is ASC time get time result. Oh gosh, I shouldn't have clicked on anything. I don't know what result is. Oh, okay. So I should just do this. grab that. And a whole bunch of things just happened. Okay. Not what I wanted. I must have not have copied it right. Oh man. Why is that not copying? Let's do it the old-fashioned way. Command V. Okay, and then we're going to take that. Command C, and then we're going to get the reference to that. Which I don't know why it needs to be a reference, but we'll go with it. And then it's just %s, or not, yeah, %s, and that will give us our time. And now our IRC bot is starting to look almost like an actual, like, IRC output, almost. Alright, I just want to see how this works. So, go ahead and build it and run it. Ooh, I should not have done that. I wonder... Okay, we are doing UTC, so it is technically Saturday. I wonder where that line break is coming from. That's kind of interesting. There should be no line break after the 2018. That is odd. I wonder, it shouldn't have any special meaning, these brackets, but %s bracket, I don't know if that has any special meaning. Yeah, that's not going to do anything. Okay. Odd. Okay, I'll just leave it as it is. Alright, so cool. We have our daytime, we have our commands. Now, instead of working with the, instead of going off and working with the, parameters at this point, I'm actually going to try to implement a Pong. So, as defined by the spec, when the server pings your client, which in this case it's my bot, I must respond back with a Pong. Otherwise, the server is going to try to disconnect my client. So what I need to do then is I need to go ahead and try to implement it such that the moment I get a ping, I can Pong back. So now that we're actually getting somewhere with this message, I'm returning it right here, but here in the code where I'm actually using the message is where I actually want to try to do my my actual Pong. So let me go ahead and pull up the spec real quick and see what that is referring to. Am I like keep on closing it throughout the night? IRC spec. Here we go. And I'm going to do a quick search for ping. Okay, so the server's going to send me a ping message. The ping command is used to test the presence of an active client or server at the other end of the connection. The server sends a ping at regular intervals if no other activity is detected coming from a connection. If connection fails to respond to a ping message within a set amount of time, that connection is closed. Ping message may be sent even if the connection is active. Okay. When a ping message is received, the appropriate Pong message must be sent as a reply to the server. So I wonder what the Pong is. So the server is going to go ahead and ping me, and then I need to Pong it back, which I think it said is right here. Okay, so so the Pong command, it looks like it has two parameters, the server, and then optionally a server too. The server is given this message must be forwarded to a given target. The server parameter is the name of the entity who has responded to generate this message. Okay. Okay, so the server part of this, I don't know what that's referring to per se. The server parameter is the name of the entity who has responded to ping message and generated this message. So it's almost like I need to know what server I'm ponging back from, right? Like it's like almost like my client's server. I don't know what the name of this entity is. I wonder if I specify that up front. Whenever this connects, I have to send certain pieces of information over, which I'm kind of doing right up here. So these are the commands that my bot is using to connect to the server. So it's this user I need to look at, which that might contain the information I need to pong back with. My best guess is it's probably this, but we'll see. Go to user. Oh boy. Whew. It's in a lot of places. Users, no, we don't want that. Holy smokes. Does anyone know how to like make Google Chrome like do a case sensitive search? I always find that browsers have like the worst page searches ever when it comes to like searching. It'd be nice if I could use like regex or something, or do anything that grep would do, like any of those ways to search. Because this is a little ridiculous. User-based queries, user message, mode message. No, that's not it. User message, mode, unused real name. I think that's the one I'm using. But I'm not using the mode though. That's the thing. I don't think this is the right one. No. No. I mean, it is just the user command. Okay. I wonder if there's like some sort of errata to this, because I know for a fact that when I was trying to get this all set up, this wasn't really working right. Because if we notice here, I'm not even like using a bit mask or anything like that, so I don't know what, like, I'm definitely not doing that, so that's why I mean, this is a user message, like, I don't, connection registration. Oh, did I just scroll past it? Well, it does say I need to send a user message, but Nick user. No. I wonder what service message is. I don't know. What's service message? Did I scroll past it? Password message? No. Service message. Yeah, I'm not doing none of that. Okay. Yeah, okay, so maybe this doesn't tell me the information I need. I was kind of hoping that this might be able to provide some clues as to what I need. So I might just have to consult Stack Overflow on this one. Man, that's lame. When I first set this bot up, that's what I originally had to do. Like, I had a lot of trouble trying to connect to the server. I mean, this whole... I truly wonder if there is some sort of errata to the user. Let me... I mean, we know that errata exists, so I wonder if... Oh my. Oh, here we go. Well, this would have been helpful if I would have read this stuff when I was going through it originally. This is talking about that colon character. So they're just trying to be a little bit more technical with that. Looks like Chan string also has an update to it. Not that I really care about that one. Maybe it'd be helpful if I did a search. Status verified type editorial. WRPL who reply. Huh. Well, that's it for user. So I guess it's not going to be in here. Interesting. Okay. Dang it. Let's go back to Pong. I wonder if that's optional. No, server does not appear to be optional. Server 1. Maybe it's the actual server that I'm on. I wonder if that's what it is. Okay. I mean, I could just try that. It's worth a shot. Okay, so why don't I go ahead and try to catch that? So I will just do a simple if message is not equal to null. Then we're going to do message command. We're going to get command type dot. No, just get the command type. So if message command type is equal to IRC command name, then and we're going to say the message IRC, well, str case compare. We're going to compare ping to the message command command dot name dot value, and then if that's equal to 0, then we know that they match. We're going to do a send Pong with a carriage return. So is it RN? I think. How did I do it up above? Yeah, RN, and then the server is going to be chat free node net. Okay. So /r/n, we're going to Pong it. All right, so this, what's that? Too few arguments. Oh wait, am I missing something? Oh, I need the socket descriptor to it. Okay, I'm cool with that. We'll get the descriptor, and then we need the. I wonder what the 7 and the 0 are. Oh, the size of it. Okay, and then. Oh boy, I'm gonna have to count this. What does that say? 26 characters plus 1, so 27. Actually, just 26, because I think that's what the P is, the 0 at the 0 position. So 26, and then what's the int at the end there? I do not know what that int is. I think 0 ought to suffice, because I think I'm using 0 elsewhere. Yeah, okay. Alright, so I think this is going to take like a couple of minutes. While this is running, we're going to see, hopefully see a ping show up, and then hopefully my server is going to send a Pong back, and we'll see that happen. At least I didn't try to do a print R. Let me pause that real quick. Let me demonstrate this happening. So print F, all caps, and in this time, does any of my viewers want to type on chat? I am open for that. Because this might take a minute or so. I think, I forget what the interval is to it, but we'll find out here in a moment. Okay, so we get our commands all coming in, get the message of the day, get some other things. So we've joined the channel. Should be showing up here if I reconnect. Rejoin room. Maybe. Oh. There we go. Just bringing up my connections window, reconnecting me. So I just sent the private message and that came up. So while we're waiting for the Pong to show up and the ping, does anyone have anything they want to type on the Twitch stream chat? I love it when people chat. It's great because I know I would be bored listening to myself for hours on end without some sort of break in between or comedic relief or any of that. What is 200 seconds? Is that like 3 minutes? Little less than that. I think it was like 200 something when last time I looked at this. I know that the command will actually say ping, so that should actually like pop up here, and it's not going to have a prefix, so it should just pop up with underneath the timestamp here. I don't know why I wrote that. I just wanted to make sure that this is still running. Yeah, does anyone know why when I print out this, why there's like this carriage return, it appears like right after the date? I find that odd that oh, what? Wow. Well, that's not cool. Okay. So here's our ping, but we had a bad access. Interesting. Wow. Okay. Wow. 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 Well, things just got very exciting. Very exciting indeed. Um, I wonder why. I wonder what's going on here. Why we got bad access all of a sudden. So we got the line. So it says ping card free node net. Um, so that's the current line. It should get the line plus the prefix length, which is null. Oh, that's it. That's the reason why that broke. Okay, so the easy thing to do here. Now, I wish I could show you how many seconds that was at, though. That's kind of lame. I wonder if it shows me anywhere. Well, that's kind of lame because we're going to have to wait for that again. Anyway, this is great. So what I should do instead is I should have some sort of like size t prefix len, and that is going to be if message prefix equal to null. We're going to make that 0. Otherwise, we're going to get the message prefix length. So we're just going to use, I believe it's called a ternary operator. I don't know. I just know what it does. Set this to an equal here, and then we'll just do a prefix length. Replace that, so we'll get the line length prefix. So that'll be 0 plus 1. That ought to do it. That plus 1 bothers me a little bit. I wonder if I don't. Yeah, I don't want to copy up to plus 1, do I? I think what I want to do is I want to have the plus 1 there. So I'll move these variables later closer to the top to follow okay C practice, or better C practice, but till now, yeah, I think I want to do the plus 1 only if there is a prefix. Otherwise, it might try to cut, because I'm trying to cut out that last space after the prefix. But if there's no space, then I don't want to cut out the first character of the command. So we might have to wait. So again, I'll reiterate. Anyone have any questions, comments, concerns? Okay, so 244 seconds. Quickly, math says that this will take about 4 minutes for a pong to go, or for a ping to come in for me to pong back. So this is actually a major milestone in my IRC bot, as a matter of fact, if I can get this pong to return, because that was like episode or part 2 or 3 or whatever. I said one of my goals was try to get to that point, so I can keep my bot online on the IRC server at all times. But this was a long time coming. So if anyone has anything they want to ask or say in chat, I'm all for it. I'm starting to sound desperate to the YouTube watchers. I don't do any editing, so I'm definitely not a videographer or whatever video people. I'm a programmer, so if I do any editing, someone's going to be doing it other than me. I don't know. Maybe I'll become a meme. Maybe somebody will take sound samples from these YouTube videos and start turning it into like some sort of a meme or something, like where they would do like dubstep or something. I don't know. I don't like dubstep, so there you go. You guys can go ahead and take that and use that as fuel for that fire. Anyway, the server I'm on is 38.229.70.22. And the channel flawls test, FLAWLZTEST. Oh, something just happened. Oh, I ponged it back. All right, so we're gonna run through another iteration of this. I think it takes a couple of pings before it tries to kick you off automatically. So we have another 4 minutes. I know I love wasting your guys' time. Yep, got a private message from that, as expected. Well, the time seems to be right. I mean, other than the hours, the minutes seem to be okay. So at least the time stuff is working all right. Yeah, I wanted to mimic what was going on over here, so that way I can log that information to know what time things happened at. Though I would like to change how this displays, though. Like, I'm not a fan of sat aug 18, whatever the time is. I'm definitely a fan of the start with the YYYY hyphen MM hyphen DD. I much prefer that approach, to my dates at least. I'm still online, so I think after the next ping and I pong back, I think that would do it. It probably would have kicked me off by now if things were not going okay. Yeah, so I think this might ought to do it for tonight. We're about an hour in. I got some pings and some pongs going, so my client doesn't appear to be being kicked off at all. So I would say this is a very successful night. Did some refactoring, did some debugging, all that fun stuff. I think next time what I want to try to do is, now that I actually have some messages coming, I don't know. I think the real deal is to like get the command parameters to come through. So like I know that like with the private message, it'd be nice if I can actually capture the messages next, or the parameters that come with this command next. But also at the same time, I feel like it's getting a little dry trying to continue on the parsing at the moment. So what I might try to do is I might try to implement that on my own time, if I have time this weekend, and then hopefully starting next week, move this along a little bit. Maybe find a string to JSON library so I can, or a struct to JSON library so I can serialize this as JSON to send it to Elasticsearch and plug all this together. So that's the plan for next week. So all right. So as always, right below the stream feed, this video series can be found on YouTube by clicking that link. It's the IRC Bot and C from scratch, parts 2 through now 17. Both videos will be up later tonight, and then also on GitHub. If you click that link down below, it will take you to my GitHub profile, but underneath repositories, Elastic IRC Bot is this specifically, and it will contain tonight's commits. So thanks for watching. I will see you all next week. All right. I need to figure out how to close this quicker. All right, that's it.